Here outside the Capitol, where the House Freedom Caucus held a news conference demanding Attorney General William Barr provide the American people with full transparency into the allegations of election fraud here in 2020.
In our roles, in the oversight capacities that we have here in Congress, but also the Department of Justice and certainly the media, to look into these allegations, to really give it the effort that it's worth.
You know, I agree with my colleagues that say where there's smoke, there's fire. You have to start somewhere. And there's credible evidence, there's credible testimony that there are problems here.
We're coming down to the wire, and we have not had a proper job done by the Department of Justice and certainly not by the FBI.
We have an election in Georgia next month. We need to know right now whether we can trust it. We call on the Attorney General to get in there, do a forensic audit, find the evidence, and let us know if this has been a fair election.
Now, we didn't hear from Congressman Jody Hice, who was supposed to be the second person to speak today, but he has been vocal on Twitter calling out, Chris, as you were mentioning, the election fraud. There's a lot of evidence of allegations of this fraud, a lot of evidence to go along with those claims. In Georgia, suitcases of ballots being pulled out and then counted when poll watchers were taken away. So that is what Congressman Hice is pointing out. And then there's just countless of examples of video that we've seen. So a lot of these allegations are being looked into. But the question is, what is the DOJ doing? What is the FBI doing? And that's what the Freedom Caucus wanted to know here today.
Yeah, I meant that. We're going to show some of that video here in a minute. But Logan, just out of curiosity, the Freedom Caucus out there speaking, members of Congress, how well attended was the coverage of this? In other words, how many folks in the biased press actually showed up to hear the words of these congressmen?
There were a few of them. There were some photographers. There was a camera here from a three-letter network. There was another camera here from a three-letter network. But other than that, there just weren't that many media members on hand. And you even heard it from some of the liaisons and some of the Congress people about where's the media covering this? You know, they covered Russia for 4 years, and that's what some of these lawmakers were talking about, going along with this Russia, hoax. And then there's evidence that we're seeing now of ballots either being thrown away or being taken out from underneath tables. And there's just not that intrigue here in Washington. But thankfully, we have outlets like us here at Newsmax that are looking into this.